So let's make some kind of a start. I don't really know how to start this off. This is probably the first book club we're going to do. I quite like the title of book club. It's an interesting one there. And the aim is to just watch through video parts from local scenes and stuff like that, and just to try and get a bit of insight, a bit of a kind of anecdotal kind of storytelling about those times. The first one is Veran Tull's video part from Into the Fall. Before we start, Russ and Paul, what was the year this was made in?
2006.
Yeah, it came out 2000 summer. Must have been summer, because in the photos from the premiere, we're wearing t-shirts. I seem to remember it being really nice. So maybe I think with Vern's stuff. Well, we probably filmed. Yeah, the lately premiere was March 2005. So it's probably. I think we probably would have been full steam ahead straight after that. For the next video.
Only a year of filming.
Yeah. So shortly after lately, I got my first VX, and then it was just full steam ahead, really. Yeah.
Really? I thought it was longer. The time period of the film.
No. It was a year in date, but just a little bit longer, a year and a few months.
Wow. Okay. So this part was filmed over the course of a year.
Yeah, it's likely that from the weather of the clips, you'd be able to tell pretty much when it was filmed. I would say
hardly any winter footage, isn't it? It seems to be quite quick.
A little bit of the warehouse in Sudbury where we set up the kickers and thing. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, the plan is to watch through, and we'll stop at any bits. If you guys want to stop at any parts or add any anecdotes, or just basically take the piss out of Veran's clothes, that's fine. That's fine.
Get me going. Get me going.
So let's just see.
So this is your 18, yeah, Veran?
Yeah.
18.
18.
Jesus.
Jesus.
That's crazy.
That's your first drink.
He was hanging around with us.
First beer.
Yeah.
He definitely had his first
beer.
beer.
So that first clip there, Veran, where's that?
That's
he doesn't know. We just used to drive him about.
Oh yeah.
That stuff.
Like his dad's.
That's stop 14 on the go. Yeah.
Go on, Ross. Where was it?
Dunmo, which is now that side.
That's what I was going to say. Is that the site of that DIY place now? Yeah.
So that was the original spot before before the boys started building on it.
And is that this because this trick here and the photo from the beginning, the credit, that's all shot in the same day, is it, or is it different days? Because we went there a couple of times, right?
Yeah, Paul.
Good question.
Was shot, wasn't it?
Well, look, it's half cab flip, and then
I remember this being filmed, and I think I only went there a couple of times.
Yeah, and that was in the fields opposite, wasn't it? Because we all walked over.
Yeah. We because there's some shots of Russ and you, Dave, as well.
Yeah. Is the shot from my part the same day?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah. Weirdly, Wiggy was there, but I don't think I got a shot of Wiggy.
Did we have
hiding in the bushes?
A river or something we had to go across.
Yeah, the sort of little rocks in the stream, wasn't it, to get across?
Yeah, I remember now. Yeah. It's crazy now. It's a complete DIY and everything like that, but it was a good spot just like that. I felt like that spot alone is pretty savage.
Yeah,
it's fun. It is
looks American.
It does.
I'm off to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Paul's off to the kitchen.
Exile.
Look at little Schnips. Look at him. Hey, gangly as hell.
So fit.
So fit. Amazing.
And then the special photo, which we won't speak about.
Okay. Oh, hold on 1 sec. Just talk about style.
Totally going to rip his style. Yeah.
No.
DJ.
Where am I going to put it? Right, I know.
I'll try and get a push. Then we'll know. Then we can talk about style. There you go.
There it is.
So that's eight. That is a Popolado all day. That
stunted. Veran, you do realise when you push, you can like extend your leg as you push. That you're allowed to.
Not when you're.
Sorry, what?
What's happened to him?
We've lost Veran like a lot.
Into Metal Mickey.
Someone's just cut his internet. He needs to put money in the meter.
You didn't miss much.
What are you going to say?
What did you say?
I was going to say, because I'm so lanky, just 1 inch of a push is about 1 foot's worth. So you just need to dabble your toes and you're going along.
Did you just say you're lanky?
You weren't that lanky then.
You
Pat.
weren't that lanky in comparison
Oh.
to Sandy or me. I don't.
Am I not looking at the same skeletal that you're looking at?
Yeah, but he was only 5 foot tall. Basically, the body of an Ethiopian there.
Sandy always had meat on the bones.
Oh, sorry, you were going to say something about
I was
style.
just going to say, at some point, you must have noticed that Veran lost his little kid steez.
Yeah, crazy. You got to think that you were tiny for a long time, Veran, and this is the first part where people were like, fucking hell, he's actually tall, or he's actually a man, or he's...
you were... Because in the last video, that's a year before, 2 years before, in filming-wise, and you were little.
He's minuscule in that, isn't he? And really grommy as well.
You know, and he was really little in like your sort of footage as well, Dave. Before that,
crazy. Like
this was your sort of coming of age. I always think like
What year is it again? Sorry, 2006.
Yeah.
So 2002, which is only like 4 years ago. You are tiny. You're basically like a middle school kid. You're just so little, like, and all your clothes don't fit, and crazy shit like that. And now it's like been in clothes wars. You look apart anyway. So.
But I would say I do remember. I got a feeling this was filmed right near the end. I remember there was this trick and then the bench.
There was a few little. I think this was a Sunday afternoon test. I think everyone else had gone.
No, everyone's there, Ross, because I feel there's a line in the extras of me there, and I'm sure Sandy's got a line.
Yeah, I think you're right. Everyone had to hide red. Oh, here we go. First,
Russ's rules.
Yeah. Everyone had to hide around the corner, I think, because there's a line. I think everyone's around that bend.
Me, Bailey, Sandy are all round by the bench and Bailey did the
behind
to manual.
Yeah,
having a skinny latte.
Having an arty latte.
Yeah.
I always kind of like that line though, because it was kind of something out of nothing. Like, you know, like, no one had ever really skated that spot.
That isn't a spot though.
No, exactly.
People walk past that every day to go into town.
Yeah,
Church Street Tavern.
No one thinks. Yeah, exactly. It's Church Street Tavern.
Yeah. I think
would ever think
that's that place there, right? Isn't it?
Yeah, that's Church Street Tavern right there.
I think it was an estate agent's then or something.
There's another version of this line where it's a tray flip at the end rather than a backside flip, but it wasn't as it wasn't as clean.
But your tray flips are illegal, so that's why
they are. Yeah,
happens,
legs go like this, just literally like
literally fold in on themselves.
Yeah. Literally just don't know what I'm doing.
But you're there, but it's a sick line, like putting a hippie jump in there and stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's tight. It was really.
People aren't doing that stuff at that time.
No, it's hard to do.
Yeah, it's hard to do, definitely.
I got a nice slam of you falling into that wall as well, which is good somewhere.
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on. That next spot is in Ilford.
Yeah.
We went to Ilford that day, and that was a pretty productive day. I think most people got a trick somewhere, and Veran got a wobbly manual roll.
I was on antibiotics. I was on antibiotics that day, so that's my excuse. Yeah.
Antibiotics? What for?
Yeah, and I forgot to take it with me when I'm kicked off.
STD.
Because like, you've missed your second bit. So
STD.
STD. Yeah. My mum gave me that. STD.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it was a mucus infection.
Oh, geez.
Remember it well.
Too much.
Yeah.
That's still no excuse for that wobble.
That's still no excuse for that manual.
No, it's windy.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
What are you talking about? His tail's down halfway through it.
That's one of those sparks.
There's a boring fact, but there's a raised ledge just next to it that Wiggy got a trick on as well in his part too.
Yeah,
Ollie's up and.
Oh, is that the same place?
Did he kick flip off or?
Yeah.
No, he's goofy, isn't he? So it was shove it off, or was it something like that?
He did something. Yeah, we went there for that, and then you saw that, and it was.
Yeah.
There were some good spots. Yeah, it was a good day.
Veran, weren't we down? Was it this car park to the left behind this building? We were throwing stones at something as well. I can't remember what that was.
Yeah, throwing them at Wiggy.
How did we ever get anything done? No one had a chance. People were bothered. It's either let's get to the next spot, or we'll throw shit at them until they do it. Like, there's no conditions of like.
But just don't get seen on the footage.
Yeah.
Just go around heckles, escalate.
Every clip is a solo mission.
Oh, here's some fun. I love this.
Yeah.
The reason why I love this is not because of the trick.
cheers, mate. Yeah, nice one.
It's because of the Garfield poster in the background. That's
it's good. Yeah.
It's like it puts it in such a time place. There's a huge Garfield behind him as he does it.
Is that Garfield 1 or Garfield 2?
I don't know.
It's nice to get that spot in. I think that was the first time people were skating it that way. Like Sam got a trick on it as well in the vid. I remember
hard to skate that way.
Like Burlow maybe got a picture.
Nick Raymond.
No, but that was later. Raymond
was it?
Burlow had some stuff at night, wasn't it?
But he came from the flat. He came the other way.
I'm not sure.
Whilst he's coming out of the Hippodrome.
Yeah.
Not out.
Doing shots.
Burlow and Shrew used to own that spot. Do you know what I mean?
It's a high ledge.
That is a high ledge. About 2,000. And
the one on the top of the high street's good as well.
It's quite tight to get any speed to get onto the ledge.
Yeah, super tight. Isn't it?
And do you remember you were trying to? I think we all bullied you into trying to 180 in those stairs.
Yeah. We did really bully him that day.
The slams in the credits. The slams in the credits.
Did you get that?
Yeah.
No. Funny you should say that. I just watched the credits because I was trying to remember what the name of the song was, but I couldn't. I didn't put the music in the credits, but I've not seen the credits in. I don't even know how long. There's loads of rad clips in that.
There is loads of good stuff in the credits. Yeah, I think there's stuff in the credits that didn't make the cut. But.
The other thing I wanted to, if we're gonna get deep about this is also with the later videos, like because we did 3 videos before we all went to uni and shit like that. But then all our videos when we came back, kind of post hoax years, all had Super 8, and this was the only video. Because we just filmed it so quickly. It was the only video we never had any Super 8. There was literally just Paul's photos as the intro, and that was it. It was just straight
it's
skating.
The rawest one, isn't it? It's the rawest one.
Yeah, and it was original crew because later on as well, some of the videos turned into more sort of projects where there were people from different places and stuff
It got mixed later on. This is the purest, I think, of all of them. Yeah. For me, anyway, personally, just being a part of that crew and doing that stuff at that time, it was... everyone kind of knew and were updated with what was going on. Like for me, every week I'd hear another thing that Veran and Sam had done and be like, fuck that. Do you know? These guys are killing it every week. And it just keep pushing everyone else on, which I thought was really cool as well. So it was just constantly good to get that update the whole time. I mean, that brings us on to this, which is insane.
That's
horrible sport.
Quite do it justice. That is big.
It's the run up, because there is no run up, is there?
But Veran, we skated that for how many years did we skate that? Just as
that clip you sent me, which was like 2002, 2003, like it's just.
I think over 5 years we skated it for, and never did we ever think we could go over that.
No.
You know what I mean?
And that was another late on a Sunday afternoon session. I think it was just me and you, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was just solo that shit.
Yeah, and it just worked out.
When I saw that, I was just fucking blown away. I was just like, I just couldn't even believe. Like Sam, you said, the run up. There is no run up.
No,
you literally throw it down.
You throw it down, and your board hits actually as it starts going up. As you throw it down,
the floor was Doggins. It was a classic Dixon spot, really.
Yeah, the floor was like evil as well in that car park. I remember taking people to it because it was near where I used to live. Taking people to it, and people were like, "This is fucking bullshit, Dave. What are we even here?"
Yeah, like most spots in our videos, it looked great on film, and then when you go there, you're like, "That's not a spot."
Same colour as the floor.
Quick question. Yeah. The gap that goes the other way, that goes over the grass, did we call that London or something? Was it called the gap that went over that Steve Bailey? If you go literally behind me there.
Yeah.
Called
London. Royal London is the Banks.
Yeah, but didn't we call that gap something?
This was. I don't even know what this was called. This was. I remember people in the offices above used to throw shit out the windows and stuff like that.
Good.
Ironically, I worked in that building for a year at Spice of Heart. So
when you filmed this building was actually closed at that time.
Yeah.
Because they closed it down for a while. It went into solvency, and then someone bought it and reopened it back up. So actually, you could skate there all the time. Not that you want to. It wasn't really a spot.
No.
There were those things behind as well. Those transition banks. I always wanted to concrete those.
Oh yeah.
Out the back.
I would say this is a funny spot as well, because although it doesn't look as big like you say in the footage, the bank is it was pretty. It was, you couldn't really do much out the side without coming to a complete halt because it was so sort of mellow.
Yeah, it was similar to the swimming pool one that you posted the fakey flip off.
Yeah, true.
But in reverse and not as good.
It's a bit longer as well, I think.
so much stuff happened there. So much stuff got done, and yet, like you say, you couldn't really roll away from it with any sort of pace or speed. No. When you actually, like you said, Russ, when this is on video, it actually looks like a legit fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? Because the speed he's going, the speed he lands, everything else, every other flip trick I filmed out there, Steve filmed, even Veran filmed out, they're just kind of slow.
You stop.
Exactly.
Apart from Sandy's, in the last video, the video before this, Sandy did the backside flip the wrong way out of that. And
that was sick.
Out of that?
Alley-oop backside flip.
Yeah, he did an alley-oop backside flip out of it. Wow. So he's regular and he came out fakey.
I need to see that again. That's a shutdown.
I'm not sure how I did that. And I inadvertently comped Veran. Did a varial heel, and I'd forgotten he'd already done that.
Oh yeah,
did you do a varial heel?
Yeah.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did a varial heel.
Did he?
Veran heel. Yeah.
Shameful.
That needs to be
Apologies.
posted.
I hold my
haven't
hands
seen
up.
that.
I remember that.
Claims correct.
Yeah.
Crumb snatcher.
Slip that under the radar.
Hold on. Okay, let's move forward.
Oh, poor child.
Oh,
Nice, Ollie.
Here we go. So now we get some dicks.
Hold on. Whoa. So let's stop. Go rewind.
Mud.
That is not a spot.
No,
it's not a
Sam
spot.
Ashley there, and he shot a photo. And
This is the day Sam shot the photo, right?
No, we went. No, this is after.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is after.
I'm shooting the photo in the background, I think. Look,
Someone is. Yeah.
Where is this?
And
At the end of the hive, past
horrible spot.
Dave's
before they
bank
started
spot.
doing it up.
It's so horrible. This.
Oh, it was.
No.
You can't even ride into it. You can't.
I don't think the toilet smelt though. That was the one benefit.
I've just been in there.
Not a
Veran
spot.
just took a shit and then ollied in. Boom.
Just trying to get away.
The nuns. Now, Vez, the nuns.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Fantastic.
So this, the
see
next
this
spot
one.
is a classic Colchester OG spot.
Yeah.
It's one of my favourite spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And no one ever sort of did anything this way on it really, but this was sick line, overexposed. Sorry.
Good spot.
Tray flip. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look at that tray flip, Veran.
So good.
Bloody Mackay's.
Those MJs were so good.
I remember giving you them in the shop just to.
Yeah,
I can't remember. You were wearing something.
I don't know, probably
Is that Dave in the background?
That's me in the background there. But also, what's even better is this super large pencil thing that we never did anything with. Like, opportunity to shoot a photo or do something with.
And you call yourself an artist.
Exactly.
So Vez has got. He's got this. He's got tricks over the bank, and then he's got an ollie into the ropey bank out the back. All in this video part. So that's like 4
Spoiler
tricks
alert.
apart from this spot, which is.
Spoiler alert, Ross. I haven't seen the end.
I'm just saying. I'm just
Spoilers.
pointing out that
You've never seen the end.
Yeah.
I switched it off by now.
Exactly.
Who was at the end? Who was the end of this video? Oh, it was Bez, wasn't it? Oh,
Yeah.
Veran,
No one's ever seen this part. It's because they'll get bored.
Everyone turns off halfway through.
Premiere.
Button.
Yeah.
But,
This is the best premiere.
Oh, Vert Button, the last part, that's savage.
Yeah.
I always think this is kind of quirky though, because again, in that Pooley OS thing, like Russ said, why would you ollie on and then ollie over to a manual?
why bother?
Why your brain would go that way.
You should have stayed at home, mate.
Yeah.
It's a good half gun flip.
Shoes.
Right, here we go. It starts to get tech.
Oh, that's good.
A little fact about that. Little fact about the half cab flip manual. Me and Steve Bailey entered the Colchester Park competition that day. Me and him got first and second, and then we went and filmed there. And Steve Bailey got his clip there, that same day.
So those iPaths. So this is we're coming into. So Vez used to get harmony boards from you boys, and also used to get a little bit of iPath flow through the shop.
Yeah.
But these shoes didn't come through iPath. They came through the shop. And do you remember anything about these shoes, Vez? Or why I gave you those shoes?
Oh.
No. Tell me more.
Is this a cryptic question?
Exclusive.
They were odd sizes. They were.
Were they?
Yeah, they were, weren't they?
Were you an 8? You were an 8 then.
It was 5 and an 11, wasn't it?
It was something like that. It's like a 12 and a 6. Yeah.
That is scandalous.
Oh, massive.
I remember I remember finding them in the box and being like, oh fuck, they're odd sizes. And then you were in on Saturday, and I was like, one of these fit you.
Well, I was sample size 8, wasn't I? So it must have been like
and so it was an 8 and a 9, I think. And I remember just showing you, and I was like, will you be all right? And you were just like, fuck it, I'll put 2 socks on, that'll be all right. Like,
yeah.
Obviously,
this is savage, though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're coming up to a curb here.
And another ropey run up.
Yeah,
Got
that spot.
Good spot, looks
really
good on film.
Yeah.
Shit,
But Veran, we may have give you shit about that manual before it was wobbly. That is butters. Do you know?
Okay, I'll take. Yeah,
You know what I mean? And your half cab flipping into a manual, I think it's savage.
one of the best Harmony t-shirts as well. That.
I don't even remember that shirt.
And also, thank God for that light that you permanently lent me, Dixon, because that turned shit to gold as well.
It did. I mean, it did make. And the thing is, you can't get that light anymore either. I don't know. Fuck no. Do you know what I mean? It's just like they're all now those LED ones, aren't they? Which are super bright. But it's a different. It's a different tone of light as well. Mondon, you'll be able to tell me on this. Like when you shoot, especially high A or this is VX, I know, but it just gives it that kind of weird color, doesn't it? Like that yellowy kind of like, you know, that classic nostalgic look that we want from all of our videos. That down wolf kind of light look. You get new lights and they don't look the same, do they? It's just too perfect, too nice.
Definitely, yeah.
It's still that nice kind of almost fish-eyed quality about it as well. Anyway,
and you had to carry the equivalent of 2 bricks as well, which was
bloody
perfect.
batteries.
That battery was so heavy, and it was like a cigarette lighter going into it. And it would just come out a socket all the
Dodgy
time.
connections,
Mid.
And it got really hot as well.
Oh yeah, burn your face off hot.
Yeah.
A bloody RoboCop.
Here he is.
Here's Garfield again.
RoboCop.
RoboCop into Garfield.
Perfect.
Yeah, carry on.
Yeah.
Just carry on.
Go past Garfield.
Worry about
First one was rubbish.
See, there's the first double angle.
First Garfield.
Yeah.
The first of many doubles.
Yeah, that one was the first one that we did because it's longer. The second one
Veran,
was cracks.
is that the only front crook you've ever shot?
No, did one back in the day in your high 8. Do you remember outside boots?
Yeah,
we did one there.
Well, window scraper. Window scraper.
Yeah. Up against the wall. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Okay.
But yeah, I don't.
Angle stuff is it was never double angle. It was always two
tries.
shots.
Yeah. So double. Well, I'd have had this done in a month if you had 2 films.
Oh yeah. It was one camera. There was literally just my camera filming the whole thing of this.
Yeah.
Adds to it 'cause that looked different to the first one.
But that's it.
It's completely different. Well, this one grinds not far off the whole thing. The first one's a little twinkle toe one.
Yeah.
I think we were fighting. There was definitely videos at the time, blueprint videos, cliche videos, those sorts of things, habitat videos that were
Girl, chocolate,
double angling, and
Yeah.
we were just like, that looks good.
Yeah, I think there's a heavy habitat influence here, definitely.
The other thing is, as well, lately, Russ and I filmed together with totally different cameras, and with this, because Russ filmed the whole lot.
Yeah.
I think we may have done some like double angles before, but we only used one of them, maybe, or it might have been like a wide angle and then a close up, and then pick with a fisheye, and you tend to go for the fisheye, I suppose.
There's no disparity in the quality of footage, is there? And like Sam said,
there's a continuity with this. Yeah,
consistency.
Yeah.
But Sam, like you said, all of the double angles, you had to do the trick twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you wanted that double angle edit, which we all kind of had in our head because we like those videos, we knew we had to do it again.
Yeah.
But I think there was a natural sort of selection of what needed to be filmed twice, because sometimes, like when you're filming stuff, you think, oh, that'll look good fisheye and it'll look good long lens.
Yeah.
So, so there was definitely a few that didn't make the cut, but there was quite a few that did, and it was just because actually they look quite good both ways.
I think habitually
dictated that.
Yeah, I think habitually we got into the habit of we'd do it once and then film another angle of it. It just became a way, like you were saying about Russ's rules or whatever. It wasn't like a rule, but it was a similar thing. It's like, okay, let's do another one and just get it a bit cleaner or whatever.
Or sometimes if you film something fisheye, you don't quite see how ropey the run up is or how hard it is to skate, and another angle just adds to it. I don't know. I'm getting a bit deep.
But that spot is not even. Do you know what I mean? I've never ever seen footage on it really. Like, and
Juno, what did you get on there? Juno,
got a leather jacket.
Yeah, leather jacket on it.
He got a leather jacket
keeps
on
talking to me about Sam's leather jacket. He's like, "Where's his leather jacket?" I was like, "He didn't wear it."
Yeah.
That was proper Ethan Fowler.
Jesus.
We went there 2 nights, and there was one that made this edit, and there's like, I think it's a tail slide. Maybe.
Yeah, backside
Yeah,
tail.
back tail.
Back tail.
No, another night, and I got tail slide shove, tail slide 360 shove, but my foot was like coming off. I was hang like 11.
Ultra hang.
Did Adolf not allow it?
Toe to it.
No.
That got vetoed.
The leather jacket is amazing. A mix between Ethan Fowler and Tyler Durden. It was just too much.
Yeah.
And then you filmed the trick down the hill down at Pizza Express as well on the window ledge.
That no slide.
The only person I'd seen skate that before was Tom Green.
Tom Green.
There's a picture of Tom Green no sliding it.
Yeah.
I think all of us tried shit on it.
Like that.
It's hard. That's a hard spot, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, Russ,
that's that.
Baz Vegas.
That's
Yeah.
That was Basildon, just random one.
First spot, yeah.
Yeah, just random, skated past.
Like it.
I don't know where that is. That looks like no one's ever skated that spot before. This place. That looks amazing.
Cool.
It's all marble. Where's that?
Brand new. Brand new.
Yeah.
Brand
You
new.
could go there.
I hated that spot.
That is the only clip that I have to take issue with. I don't know why.
I don't like it. Yeah, it took ages as well.
I don't know why. It's just something about
Shit.
it. I think it's Milton Keynes.
Why we went there?
What, the front lip?
Yeah, the front lip. Yeah,
Front lip. I
Where is
just
that?
Milton Keynes.
Are you
stop it,
serious?
Sam. Come on, Bateman.
You went
Were there any other tricks that made it into the edit from there?
I think the plaza was just built and we just got there for the day. There was like
That's right. Yeah.
me,
Yeah.
Vez, Wiggy.
Oh, Ben. Didn't you guys shoot those headshots against the pink wall that you were going to use for the video, but didn't in the end?
Because we couldn't find enough pink walls.
You love an arty wall.
Yeah, Ben's got a trick, hasn't he? A no slide on those wavy benches.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
was
we
that the
sort of-
same day, that one?
Yeah.
And a manual trick at the plaza, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
Wiggy's got something possible as well, I think.
Here we go.
Oh, now.
This is it.
It's a good day, this.
Iola spots. Veran, I talked to you about this recently, and I couldn't believe that you'd done a Wally back 180 on that spot. I was just like blowing my mind. And then I fucking realised that I was there that night. Do you know what I mean? I was talking to you like I wasn't there. I did a Wally the same night out of it as well.
You did, yeah.
Yeah,
Same
you
video.
two did. Same video.
No recollection of it whatsoever. I'm glad you guys are around because I don't remember shit.
That was one of those. So it was the same night that you did the front nose on that wall. That every time I walk past that wall, I go and look at it and think, no, that's still not a spot.
It's still not a spot. That isn't.
But this is rad because that post was so close to the wall.
To the wall.
Yeah, and it looks so rad on film.
That's the only one I've ever done of these tricks. I've never done another one.
We looked at that every day working in the shop and just thinking, amazing if someone like Ricky Iola got wallied out of that. Just never went near it. Because those stones that you're rolling in on, you can't.
Yeah, they're horrible, aren't
I mean, it's awful.
The kind of stinks of piss in that little alley there as well.
It is Clam City down there, isn't it? So.
And tweed dunks. There we go. Needs to be some dunks in there.
Oh yeah, shit. Dunks. Imagine how much they're worth now. Jesus.
Oh shit,
crazy, Crazy.
I swear at the time they were quite a lot, weren't they?
Yeah. I think.
Russ, did you give? I remember Russ gave me some partly worn. Oh, the orange ones with the
Reese Forbes Hunter
bison.
Oh,
yeah.
I remember.
And there'd been. I think that just the big toe had a bit of a scuff on it, and I remember skating Colchester Park wearing those. They were really good to skate as well, like one of the best skate shoes I've ever had. Yeah. And some kid was like, came up to me and went, "What are you doing? Why? Like, I had no idea."
I had a pair of Shimitsus, the yellow.
Blue and yellow ones.
I love them shoes. And I looked on the other day on like X Stock or something, and there were like some crazy amount of money. I don't know why people paid it, but at the time we were just like stoked to be skating in them.
Homer Simpson dunks, I skated in them, and they're worth so much money now.
Homer Simpson dunks? What?
Yeah, do you remember the blue with the yellow tick and the white? Homer dunks.
Oh.
Yeah.
Some silver surfer ones as well, didn't you?
Yep, silver surfers. Yeah.
Silver surfers. Oh no.
Yeah, they're worth so much. I skated in them as well.
Damn.
Amazing.
Damn. Yeah, this is
Nice.
Oh, here we go. Lion.
Burial Hill.
Yeah.
Where is this, Ross?
Oh, I know where this is.
Oxford.
Yeah.
Is it London Road?
It's in parallel with Morsham Street.
Yeah.
Morsham Street's behind those houses. So
You can probably fill us in on that spot because that's an OG spot, right?
Yeah, it's one of those kind of a weird non-spot kind of banks where they're just slinging some paving slabs up. I think it's a church, possibly, that's behind us now. And
who's the BGPs in this?
Wiggy and
might be me.
Yeah, maybe Gons. It's definitely Wiggy.
Yeah, I was there that day. I remember. I'm pretty sure I was there.
I was always stoked on this line just because it was a little nod to OG Chelmsford.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there though, he's like a fucking golf club though, isn't he? Look when he lands.
Still in those odd sized fucking eye paths.
They're massive.
Look at the scale of Veran. Look at the scale of Veran. And then his shoe is just like so big. It's like the length of the. It's like the length of the board. It's amazing.
Oh,
I'm not
Kenny
one to
Reid.
talk about big feet, but they are some ships. I tell you, they are big. So.
He just got his New Era package.
Yeah, he was all over
sorted.
that. Brad from New Era hooked him up.
I'm trying to think some of the other spots we skated that day. Didn't we skate that little bank outside the conservatory?
Yeah, maybe.
The conservatory, the conservative club. Where
Conservatory club.
Everyone goes there, they got conservatories.
So it was a bank with the curb running up it by Wiggy's.
Yeah, I used to love that place.
Yeah, I think Shannon went to work on that, didn't he? He did a tail slide or a lip slide up it or something.
Not a wall ride.
Manual
wall ride.
So yeah, this is not a spot.
This is not.
It's just people to this, and they're like,
I've looked at that and never been near it.
No, yes, the best way.
Yeah.
Can I just say, every time I come to my folks up in just off before we get Mersey Island, I cut through that way and I look at it every time I go past, and I think of this trick every single time. I wasn't there that day, but I remember thinking like,
Sam, did you nollie flip on it?
I think so. Might have done a nollie inward heel flip on it.
No way.
In a leather jacket?
Yeah. There's no way,
Just a leather jacket.
String vest.
Leather trousers and vest.
Wasn't it a nollie trade, Una?
No, frontside nollie heel.
Whatever it
That's
was.
what Veran just did.
Oh, frontside nollie flip. Frontside nollie flip.
No,
The
sorry,
thing with
yeah.
that spot as well is that's a bit of wood under that sheet of metal, and it's I think it's split. So basically, when you ollie up onto it, it just zaps all your speed.
And just you can't. There's no pace, is there? You can't go up it.
It's quite a big ollie.
You know right? Okay.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I always liked about this footage was there's like a fly or a bug or something there, and I always really like that. That's really.
I never noticed that.
Yeah.
Just before we move on, though, just for the nerds out there, the cinematographers, colours.
Yeah.
Come on, can we just say colours? Let's go back. The greens, and then he flips his board.
Very nice.
It's the green board as well. Harmony. I think it's faces and something like that. It's a lot of colour coordination going on.
That looks like autumn. There's leaves.
And the jumper was from VHS. R.I.P.
R.I.P. Amazing.
Can I just say that you don't get, you very rarely see slow zoom skate tricks.
Yeah.
Not
Very
on a slow trick as well, which is
just to slow it down even more.
I'm just going to put it out there. You comp me on this shit. You know that, don't you?
Yeah, whatever, mate.
Yeah, all right. Just putting it out there. That I did this 4 years ago, but I'm just saying. You
didn't have a moth in the shot, though.
No, I didn't. You're right. You're right.
This is the same day as the front nose and the Wally 180 as well.
Good catch.
Look at that. Good catch.
Yeah, really good catch.
I mean, you did it much better and legit as well. So
that's a proper catch. It's before
catch and turn, isn't it?
Because he's catching here, like
there,
90 and then turning the last 90.
Catch it 90.
Catch it 90. Turn the 90.
You got another Benson's in your hand as well.
Turn it in there. Yeah, it's nice. That's nice.
Yeah, the moth.
There we go.
Ross,
what a spot.
Come on.
Sandy, that's Sandy.
Sandy spot, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sandy, what's happening here?
This is a factory in Ballington. I don't know what it used to be, but it was empty. And I think Steve found it originally and then took us there and we started building some shit.
But there wasn't quite enough room, so you had to zoom out of one room. Like you had to take a run up out of one room.
It was in rooms, wasn't it? It wasn't an open space.
Yeah. Oh, the ledge was in the corridor, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I really liked it. It's a good spot.
Yeah, me too.
So he had to come from that doorway, and then, but again, that light just shit to gold. And you and Steve just went to work that day.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Sam.
Yeah,
There's some colours there again, isn't it? It's just the colours, I think, as well.
Yeah, Russ used to pin me down and say, right, what clothes you wearing? To go into
Exactly,
the
yeah.
I fucking did I?
Shut up,
No,
Ross.
I'm
Yes, you
joking.
did. You can't
Yeah,
say
Chris.
about that.
What
I
these
can't
guys
put
like
that. Take your
do
top
for
off. Put that top on. It always.
Take your
it might have been
top
in advance, but you can guarantee if you turned up wearing like a flowery shirt or something, that would have been like.
It'd say, is that what you're wearing? Yeah, that's what I'm wearing.
Really?
It was, there was a no t-shirt rule, definitely, that we ran.
No pants rule, more like.
That was your rule. That was your own personal rule.
I think it was
And
for
I
the
take
best
your
of
t-shirt.
everyone.
I think it's for the best. Yeah,
I
definitely.
think it was for the best for everyone.
But there was definitely moments where people would come out and there'd be a quick look up and down and go, is that what you're wearing?
We'll film it next week.
You can practice today. We're not filming it though. Until you get a better
Pop in the shop in the week. Come and see me in the week.
Practice.
So,
That's why he gave me merch. Just so, right, you're wearing this on Thursday. No, you get it in.
I mean, to be fair, Veran in his early days looked fucking awful in clothes.
Sexy. Oh, what?
If you gave him stuff and he put it on, it just looked ridiculous. Like he should have just worn his own clothes. The skater stuff was not good look for him. But he grew into it. Definitely, he grows into it. But I think all of us probably had some car crashes early on, though.
Oh yeah.
This was definitely like iPath era, so everyone's got like H&M caps, cords.
Yeah.
Lots of
A lot of hair
tweed
kicking
dunks, tweed harmony hat, and tweed enjoy print on that hoodie.
You are killing the tweed there.
Yeah.
Plaid all over.
Tweed.
Maximum tweed.
That was an alternative name for the video. Maximum tweed.
It was.
Oh, not a spot.
Is that Jamie Thomas? Oh no.
Exactly. Look,
Jamie
let's talk
Thomas.
about. So we got Danny Renard from Habitat era.
Yeah.
Danny Retard.
Yeah, Danny Retard, and then straight into
Amy Thomas.
Chris Cole.
Chris Cole.
Look at Chris
That's
Cole.
Judah.
All
Cut in your
black,
jeans,
all black. Look at that.
Yeah.
Now that rip is. Are we saying that rip's legit or bullshit?
Yeah, I had to because I couldn't get trousers to fit me that with the right waist. So it was all a mess. It was an
Look at his
absolute mess.
face.
So I would have paused there, Dave. So what happened to your ass?
Yeah.
Like, was that tiger attack or something
Let's
like
not
that?
talk about that.
Working on Saturdays.
Being raped outside the women.
Or just a zoo visit and it went a bit front page of the local newspaper.
What, Veran is the Tiger King? Is that what you're saying?
That's right. Yeah. Tull exotic.
Now,
Mitsubishi.
who wants to go?
Majestic.
Well, you're going to talk about the trailer that was out the front. There was a lot of footage on that trailer.
No. I'm going to talk about this.
Why I've done a pot shove it. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Come on, Veran, you own that.
It's a load of crap.
Yeah, pop shove it mid-line. No.
Yeah.
No.
Quite a
no.
nice one.
no.
He
It's
had.
a nice shove it, but
Well-
Sam, have you ever done a line with a pop shove it in?
Sam
No.
didn't
Hey.
skate in the early 90s.
I don't know why I did as well. It's not even like I needed
It's not
to
even
use
a trick
that
you
for my
like
board.
doing.
No, I hate
Do you know
them.
what I mean? As a trick selection, it's like
At least should have grabbed the tail. So
Go back though. He has got an into the full sticker on his board, which was
Ooh.
pretty rad to have stickers before the video was made.
wow, yeah.
you
That's
know,
right.
That's legit. That's legit. That is like no.
Yeah, that
fault,
was
really,
good.
That's it.
I did like that spot. Yeah.
I just definitely liked it without.
A lot of ollies in this lineup, in this part.
Oh god, yeah. He
Yeah,
didn't
cheers,
have any
mate.
tricks, did he? Isn't that good? We
Have
just
you
had
guys-
now.
Yeah.
You guys are back in the chat, so like, yeah, give us a shout about the ollies, dude. Like,
Yeah, that's right.
That's definitely a hoax board
Point that
sprayed
out.
black in it, I think. I think that was my old board actually.
Yeah.
It
my
was,
old
yeah.
one.
There's probably a lot of
There was
footage
a
in the video.
stage- There was a stage where all of us were probably riding hoax boards, but I know that most of us were spraying them black at that point,
Yeah.
weren't we?
Mm.
Or a single solid colour just to get rid of that
For
Scrabble.
no reason. It wasn't, it was just.
No, it was a. I just didn't want a Scrabble graphic when I was
No.
skating,
Yeah,
or
right.
doing tricks where they'd see the bottom of my board. It's just
Trying to stay PC.
for what reason?
Sorry,
I
Lee.
don't know, yeah.
Great shape, great pop, great
I
colour.
just
I love that
7.4.
7.5.
no, I think,
Oh,
so. There's no diss on the boards. I just didn't like the graphic. That's the bottom.
Yeah,
White
carry
one,
on.
7.5. Isn't it?
Double angle.
Nice.
Double angle.
I was just going to say, Dave might remember this. Dave, Russ, and I went for a skate on like a Sunday night, and I'd spent, I think, most of the weekend doing a rough cut of Vern's part, like a 30-second edit to a chunk of the song. I don't know if Veran was there that day, and I had it. It was on like one of those brand new video iPods, and I'd spent like an hour trying to get it to convert on to be able to play onto it.
I don't remember that.
Yeah.
You still
And
saving
I was,
up
like,
one of those?
I was super stoked to just like, look, it's like video you can watch outside the house.
Yeah. It's true though. It's true. I remember it well.
Well, I was so stoked like that, and because I didn't know like it was a bit of I went fully. This part is I was saying this to Russ the other day. This is I still to this day the most intricate editing I've ever done. Everything was so meticulous to the beat. You'll notice there's like little black dropouts and there's little changes in pace, and I spent night after night after night, literally frame by frame, getting it until I was happy. But the rough cut I was a bit worried that you guys were going to be like, oh, song's a bit shit or something like that, because it was by a band. Do you remember Camera Obscura? That kind of Bell Sebastian-ish.
I thought it was Bell Sebastian.
No, they
it's
were
the
like
Hermit Crabs. The Hermit Crabs.
Yeah, it was a spin-off kind of band. They had like a scene up in somewhere in Scotland, and they're kind of where everyone's sort of playing in each other's bands. And I think it was a sort of spin-off band of Camera Obscura. And I'd found on like a music blog or something like that the song. I was like, oh, that sounds cool. And I just dropped it in the timeline to Burn stuff, really rough cut, and it just one of those things where 2 or 3 tricks fall into place all by themselves, and then you'd be like,
and everything else has to go with it.
I always really liked the song that you chose, PG. Like, props for that. Like, and it went, especially with the time, the era, kind of what everyone was listening to, and
very
rad, and it just really suited Vez and the
very British.
Starting.
Did you say that, Sam? Very British.
It was very British. Yeah, no, it was. And again, Scottish. you look at what we were inspired by, like Blueprint videos, and they were using British video. They were using British songs, weren't they? It was the same.
Okay. Boom, not a spot.
Not a spot.
Not a spot.
Yeah, it was weird. That happened really quick as well. I thought, oh God, I'm going to get stuck in this ages. But
how did you even come to that? Because
I don't know. Well, I think originally I thought about a front board because it is brick length. But then I thought, don't need another front board. And that roof there, you can see, you can actually...
Yeah, you can barely get under it.
Yeah, so
Second hoax?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right opposite the old, this second hoax.
It used to be there's a tattoo parlour just here, just to the other side of it.
Yeah, not a spot.
Not a spot. Not a spot. And just to drop the other side. Not rotten. Yeah. Didn't slide. I think you barely waxed it as well. Like it had never been.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't really get it.
It's never been skated since. I know that, and also it just
back foot.
It's actually all right. It's all right.
It's legit.
Not bad.
Not bad.
Oh, the uni.
Yeah, the uni. I think we got kicked off, didn't we? Straight after that, someone.
Yeah.
Horrible.
Well, he was coming, so I had to do it that one, and it's so you had so much pushing to do, and it's just slightly uphill.
What even is it?
You're only going over the step as well, which is like bonus points.
There's like 2 steps and then the flat bit. Well, 1 step rather, and then the flat bit.
So you missed that weird sort of optical illusion where you see in your peripheral vision where you meant to ollie, as it were.
Yeah.
But you got to go a bit earlier.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'd have just not ollied it and just fell.
Night time as well.
I think Smithy did something, but we'll forget about that.
Probably switch heeled it or something crazy.
Yeah, I think he actually did.
He switch ollied it or something. Yeah. This was weird to have London footage in our videos. Yeah. And that was. Do you remember we went that day to meet Jack?
Yeah.
And Morph. That was the first day I'd met Jack and Morph, and we went filming with those boys.
I really like that.
Was that the day Sam got that back lip on the round bench, the curved bench?
No, that's about 15 years later.
Literally a long time later. It's when Sam learned how to put socks on.
Yeah.
No, this was,
this is a weird day.
That was,
I think,
I suppose, a bit.
Are you allowed out that late?
No, that's why I
street lights are on.
He was literally heading home.
Where is that?
In
or something.
It was kind of popular for a little while. They must have skate stopped it or something.
Well, Jack
Popular,
Patriga absolutely
Jesus,
killed
that
it,
got
didn't he?
rinsed.
Yeah,
that-
Jack-
Yeah,
got
Jack
rinsed.
was. I remember
Danny
Jack's
Brady.
360 flips.
Snowy got rinsed out.
Jack was filming a line with us, and he was 360 flipping down the first one, and just it was every single go.
Yeah.
It was like, fucking hell, this kid's amazing. Like he
And
was
Brady
Yeah.
nose bumped the little round thing, didn't he? And then did something.
Oh, yeah,
Was it
yeah.
Brady? I think it was
Yeah,
Brady.
and isn't that where you see those two blocks? Stop the video a sec. You see, just behind Veran's legs, you've got the two blocks, and that's where Danny Garcia ollies through in.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Mosaic.
Oh, that's deep knowledge. Deep knowledge.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
deep
think.
Knowledge. Wow.
Deep nerding. Here we go.
Jugger.
Interlopers, Jugger.
Jugger.
Guess
Day
spot.
How did he do that?
How did he do that? Exactly.
I know.
It goes on
About
for days
4
as
tries.
well.
Yeah.
It goes
About
on for
4
days.
goes.
Yeah, play the whole thing.
So good.
Yeah, this is beautiful.
It's beautiful back
lovely.
tires. Just the arms out, everything. It's beautiful.
The chords, everything about it.
Colours.
The only thing that's not good, and let's go back. What would I say is not good in this?
Red trucks.
Colour of the trucks.
It's fucking orange thunder. Make me want to throw up. Jesus. I know Danny was like getting thunder, but don't wear orange trucks.
Don't wear them.
It's all about the confidence.
It is. Boom.
Have a Ollie. Ollie
Oh, I
number
remember this
44.
day.
Yeah, it was a good day actually.
Yeah, that we bumped the fence, didn't we? I think to get in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where's this?
I think Colchester.
Alden Blacksall, I think. Or Ken not Ken Blacksall.
Ken Black's.
Ken and Blacksall. No, mate.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. We need to read that. That came really easy. I seem to remember.
At the
Yeah,
top
that's-
of Harwich Road, isn't it? Up that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking the tricks are swapped around in order?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
he
right,
did this first,
I
and
bet
then
he
I
did
made
front
him do a
board
line.
shot, yeah.
Great filming on this one,
Right,
Russ.
love that.
Really?
Nice panning.
Great
Fantastic.
It's those long red pencils that you like, isn't it?
Yeah.
Love
In
it.
the foreground.
A lot of
You
foreground, a
love
lot of
red pencils.
context there. I like that. A lot of
Nice.
colours. A lot of
Panic.
colours.
Oh, the pan.
I was
Oh,
getting
the white-
into. I was enjoying the rolling long lens.
He's
Yeah.
getting his
So
Ty
it-
Evans on. Getting his Ty Evans on.
Can you go back as well? If you pause it, it's like really nice. I think rolling like parallel long lens is always sick, but to do a tight crop,
That's good.
it, like you can see there when Vern
Full
comes up,
shot,
it's
yeah.
just like real tight.
Right in.
Yeah, it's good.
Right.
Right into my anus. Perfect.
Now here we
Running to
go.
my
So
anus.
more of the nuns. More of the
Yeah.
nuns.
This is the best spot. The nuns is the best spot. Loads of
Yeah.
shit got done relatively on that last clip. Loads of shit got done that day, and then I
2
think
angles.
This is a solo mission, isn't it, Russ? I don't think anyone's here this day. Just you and
This was
Veran.
a different
I wasn't
day.
there.
This was, I think this was a Sunday afternoon when we sort of, and again, I bullied him into doing 2 angles because I couldn't make my mind up which was the right one, but I knew they were both pretty good.
Long lens all day. Long lens all day on that.
I think the second
Yeah.
from that looks better.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
second angle's
Great.
better. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Makes it look like
I like the
how hard it
combo.
was.
The combo's good.
And annoyingly, I had to do that again when Smashley came down for a
Yeah, you
sequence.
did,
I've
didn't you?
never
Yeah.
seen that sequence, but I'd like to
I've
see
never
that.
seen it.
No.
Sick.
That board was good. The
Joe
graphic
Gabbin.
of that.
Joe
Yeah,
Gabbin's
lovely.
board, isn't it?
Yeah.
iPath.
That's full
Fields.
iPath then. Yeah,
Awesome,
I love
man.
him.
I'll get that
To be
thing.
fair though, who wasn't? They were like there were so many good shoes coming out from them at the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were killing it. iPath were killing it at the time, definitely.
I can't remember which one it was.
Oh,
Those ones.
Ah.
I had about 7 pairs back to back.
So this
First try, bitch.
this was, I think it was.
First
and did you
try.
know
Is this
what it
first
was?
try?
I think
Yep.
you kept doing it, and I filmed it because I knew how I wanted it to look. I thought if I film this fisheye, it's going to look Doggins. So I wanted to film a rolling long lens of you doing this, and I think it just took me a couple of goes to sort my angle out.
So good.
That's good.
That's so good. It is the best.
It's one of my favourite tricks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
'Cause-
yeah.
And yeah, because we were just ollieing it at first. Me and Steve were ollieing it.
Oh, it's so good.
And I tried a couple of kick flips, and it was sticking to me. And then you were like, "Shit, it's got and you filmed it perfectly first time as well." So
Yeah, it's great.
Side note: this is your school, right?
yeah,
That's the one opposite the college, isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I own that school. Yeah,
Veran
Yeah.
was at St Helena, and then we skated there all the time,
So-
didn't we?
This was lunch break
Yeah.
then.
Yeah,
Just
yeah.
after.
He
Bill's
nipped
just
out. I
gone.
made him whip out of his school uniform.
Yeah. Got all the
Yeah.
kids out the shop.
The thing is,
Brought
well,
him a
the looks of
H&M
it,
care
the looks of
package.
it, the security's there as well because the van's in the background. So I don't know how you got away with that one that day.
God knows.
Sanj,
Jonathan.
come on, this is a Sudbury spot, yeah?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Sudbury
yeah,
upper
really?
school. That's horrible.
Good.
That is horrible, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I hated that set. I never enjoyed that there.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
all
so we
slabs, and the school's been
Yeah.
built since '60s. The slabs aren't even. There's brick.
That school as well.
Yeah, it's gross, that spot.
You noticed me lead into this as well, didn't you?
yeah, but we'll get to that.
Yeah,
but
last trick.
That's at the end.
Sorry.
just a
Spoiler.
just a spoiler. Yeah, just a
I think we
segue.
went for the Hubba thing, not to
Yeah.
say Hubba, but we went for that, and then I think this was the sort of warm up.
But Bailey's switch flip. Can I just say?
And
that?
I think it was.
Yeah,
I think it was
that's
after.
Side of that.
Yeah.
Was this the
'Cause
session
Bailey-
where we went to that white rail, that handrail?
That's in
first,
corner.
but nobody had anything for it.
That sounds about right.
Yeah. No one stepped
Spot
into any
drive to
handrails.
That handrail was just the white one in Cornard. All the slabs have just been relayed there. If anyone wants to go and session a handrail.
I'm good, Sam. I'm good, brother.
Thin square one that like Shannon and Frank and those boys.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh yeah, I
Is that
remember.
the,
Yeah.
I saw? Must have been not. I can't remember in order, but the dude for who won X Factor had board slid it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Matt Cardle.
Yeah, and I can't remember if I found that out afterwards. We went there or before, and it's kind of like,
Yeah.
That's legit.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well
So
done,
switch
Matt.
backside 180. Nice. Into this.
very photogenic composition there, Russell. Good
Into
stuff.
this.
And so this was another. This
Oh, yeah.
was the
That
final
is
trick at the Nuns.
ridiculous.
And
Ready
again, that
to
had
lead.
no run up, and no one had ever looked at that.
There's no run, and it is not a
A bloody
spot.
surprise.
It's not a
Well,
spot.
there's nothing to look at.
And I had
There
I
is
just
a
I
Is
filmed
it?
it really well. That's all it was. I just filmed it good.
You did
But why,
feel
like-
But Sam, why would you even? And Veran, you could probably answer this. Why would you even look at it? I just don't even like.
We were up there dicking about, weren't we? We were looking for stuff. I think, like to. I don't know.
It's
And
Yeah, I was
that
going up
last
there for
little
number
bit.
3.
It's that
Oh, you
last
can
little
number
bit. Look.
3.
High on antibiotics at that point.
Yeah, mucus infection straight down.
That's the other thing. In
I was
So many
changing my
infections.
outfit.
Go on,
I
Sam.
wanted to get
Sorry.
an orange top for the wall, and it just wasn't happening. So, but then I had to ollie into it. It's so
There was
weird.
a thing just like this in Portsmouth 10 years later.
Yeah, I was just thinking that.
That's Bank.
Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's
I
I
just can't-
watched that the other day, and there's someone, there's a local BMXer who's like actually amazing, and he recently he has like a YouTube channel, and he was just riding around to different local spots, and a lot of BMXers ride. They're kind of, I don't know if you can remember, there's a sunken kind of alleyway around the bottom that's got like curved
Yeah.
walls.
Yeah.
So he's doing wall rides, and then he pops up there, and he's kind of like going, "Oh, I don't know if I really want to do this," and he's really really good, and then he kind of gets the guts up to do it. Sort of bunny hops over it, I think, or maybe like nose bumps it, and then lands and just almost dies into the wall. And I thought to myself, 10 years ago, oh, and a change. Veran had that for pretty much first go. I think like 1 or 2 goes before, maybe.
Yeah, it was after the slam because you had to do it. Otherwise, you're just going to fall on your face again.
Didn't security come out as well out the because that's like the stage door, as it were, to the library, and they came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What there?
No,
up in Portsmouth.
Oh,
So you had
right,
like the pressure of having to make it with a security guard kind of doing a last go.
That's right. Yeah. But yeah, this stuff was weird.
Mondo, where's this?
That is
Yeah.
ridiculous to do that. That is ridiculous.
That's so good.
Mondo, where are we?
There used to be a bar in front of that, didn't there?
Ipswich College.
There's a bar here.
The bar there, yeah.
That's
bar,
where I
the bar's-
work.
Yeah, that's that manky handrail.
But so those stairs are still there, but the run-up's completely different. It's because that building to the right is completely gone, and now that's like there's like steps up to like a thoroughfare through to the new build where we work.
Have they made it worse or better?
Good pause there.
Nice pause.
There's like a bar at the top now, so you couldn't even skate it.
Right, okay.
Downhill landing as well.
Yeah.
Right, and they're all a bit crooked landing as well. In an age of donkey doos and illusion flips, we're still kind of hanging about. This kid is catching 90 and turning every. Do you know what I mean? I just think it's on this trick as well.
That was so good.
Yeah, on those steps.
Adam Howe and John Minter have both put some good tricks down
Yeah,
there.
they put some
have,
amazing
yeah.
savagery down
Yeah.
that. But they are naturally, both those kids naturally skate switch, so they're used to riding up to things. Riding up to things fakey is completely different, I think, to riding up to something switch.
And that I swear that top step kind of overhangs a bit as well. It's not
the brick here, the brick at the front here,
yeah.
that overhangs. So you have to pop here, or you're just going to D-lam on that every single time.
Yeah.
I remember that taking a little while, but I remember being really happy with that because I don't really skate, not that big stairs, but I don't really skate big stairs. So.
I think, were you there that day, Mondon?
No, I wasn't, no.
Oh, because I remember
was there
one
that
day we
day.
all went for a roast dinner after. Might have been that day.
That was Punch and Judy. Was it a Punch and Judy?
That's what you remember from that
it was.
session.
We talk about Shannon's two dinners.
After skate roast, amazing.
The Punch and Judy, that was the best one. What was the one next to Crown Paul's called?
Oh, God knows.
You know,
That of Shannon.
Yeah, well, that's
it.
You know, you posted the shoe clip today.
Yeah.
Post the shoe clip. We all went into that pub there, and Shannon did his 2 roasts or whatever he had. So he'd get the 2 for a $5 or whatever it was, and then
2 for a $5. Wow,
that's what it was. Seriously,
2002.
2 for a $5, 2 roasts, and he'd eat both of them. Even if you had no food or no money, Shannon would still eat 2 meals in front of you.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
To be fair, no one's touching them Yorkshire puddings, no matter what. Like,
here we go, Popolado. Boom. That is so gnarly. It's so gnarly. It is
so horrible, that spot.
Yeah, it's weird, that trick, because I didn't think much of it at the time, but then when you look at it, it is a bit of a stinky ledge, isn't it?
And again,
but look,
I made you do it twice. I made you do it twice, didn't I? Just for the pleasure.
Thanks, Russ.
Yeah.
But even doing a BAM style drop in on that, I used to shit my pants because that little kink at the bottom.
That is the hardest bit of the kink.
Yeah, it just throws you off like that.
Fez, was that the original idea to nose wheelie it, or was I trying to bully you into ollieing into it? I can't remember.
Ollieing into it.
I don't remember, but I just remember thinking, I don't know why I thinking of doing that. But
I think it was a manual first, wasn't it? Or something. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
There was.
Oh, I know. I was going to kickflip over the whole hubber from this side, from the side towards us. I don't know, but then I thought about doing kick flicking onto it. Because it
Shannon ollied over the
hub,
hubber, over the whole thing, across it, didn't he? Sans, didn't you do something down this as well, in the same era of Steve doing all that stuff down it?
I think I looked at wanting to skate that and just talk myself out of it. I'm going to hang up and end up on my face down there. So I didn't bother.
That's the spirit.
That's what we like to hear.
No tar.
Look at the nollie in though. The nollie
ain't perfect, ain't worth it.
Yeah, good angle.
It's a joke. Look, just makes them
parallels. Love it.
So perfect.
Yeah, it's fast, isn't it? It's faster than I remember it being.
Still there.
Still there, Veran. Still there. He wants it back.
It's a funny one to do a rolling long lens.
Yeah.
Actually, like looking back. I thought I'd done a stationary one from down below.
Looks good. Good,
I like the second.
It does look good.
Oh,
yeah.
Russ, I got a feeling that you knew that was going to be the ender. And I think that's why you wanted to go for the second angle and then do the zoom in.
Like
I've got a funny feeling that...
Steve on the bench in the background.
Steve,
who's on the bench?
Is it
Shannon?
Steve?
It's massive.
That's an old lady.
An old lady. I think I would have been everyone to sit
that's
like
what I mean.
6 miles away.
Did you ask them, Russ, to move?
No, but there's actually, you can see someone's board there. Look, there is people. I think it was Shannon and Steve or something, or Sandy maybe. Someone was there.
It's probably me. I was there that day, so it's probably me by the car. That could be me.
Trying to steal it.
Was that you, Sandy, as well?
Gons, you were notorious.
No,
you were notorious for jumping on people after they landed tricks. Like, and I always remember seeing Russ's face going, "Get out of my shot!"
Oh, I don't think I was that bad.
Oh, you always running for a cuddle, and then Russ is always like, "No."
But you do your editing, like Mondon will know. You have that mental, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Now cut. Now go in.
Yeah,
you count it down, don't you?
You got your lead time.
Yeah.
There was also a time where there wasn't even whoops. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I remember that. That was.
That was this.
Was it all right?
Yeah.
Silent. No, not for a bit. No, it was the 5 second and then clap.
Yeah.
This is the Cantonar call. The Cantonar call, kind of just standing there like.
Yeah.
I remember
PG would just
sometimes,
edit it
I
out.
remember sometimes inadvertently it would come out and I'd feel really bad. I'd start to feel guilty that I'd ruined a clip, or because Binks was always the worst for it as well. Binks would suddenly just go, yeah, and be like high fighting, chest bumping you and shit, yeah, fist bumping you midway through landing it. You're like, what the?
Just catching you off the rail.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. But Binks, I didn't land it. You've landed it, yeah. So hype,
Brilliant.
so hype the whole time.
Brilliant.
It's amazing. So, Veran, as a part, do you feel like it's kind of complete for you? You did everything you wanted to do, kind of in that.
I think so, because I didn't think much about this as well, which is good. It was, as Russ said, it was a quick one. So you just kind of, it just happened. It's a section that happened, whereas later sections I thought about too much, and I don't enjoy them as much as this one personally. There's some few good tricks in the others, but this one, as you say, is a package.
I think you were about. I think you just split up with a girlfriend or something, and they were always the best times to catch you because you were like
shaving head
your mission.
Yeah,
shaving
also,
head. Just
also, the iPad hookup gave me a bit of fuel as well, because that was mid this, I think, or maybe early this. So like, it just gives you a bit of a push as well.
But I remember kind of this era. You just like, this is the sort of harmony era as well, and you definitely you were a bigger bloke suddenly, and you were around different people, and you were getting into like to kind of push.
Definitely vibing off other people for sure.
That's exactly right.
Dave, Dave, was it at this point that Vern kind of went up from flow to?
No, Veran was never full team, but he used to mix it up with a full team all the time, and just every tour we went on, every trip we went on, Veran was always there. Either because he was kind of easy to get a flight with, but he'd always hang tough with all of those guys and never fucking just step down from the challenge.
Still get a child's ticket easily, so it's fine.
I mean, one thing I'd like to say, and this isn't a closing note or anything, but in all the years I've filmed with Veran from when he was a tiny kid, 2002. The one thing about Veran, which is you'll probably all agree with, is that he never whinges about anything. You know what I mean? You take him to the shittest spot and make him do the most ridiculous things, like throw him down stuff. And if you watch raw clips, every attempt, even when he's bailing and falling off, he never stresses, never once says, you know what, fuck this shit. I've never seen him give up on anything. And that is, you know, for most of us, you'd have a couple of goes and you think, fuck that, I'm out. Or you'd stress out and focus your board or something. Yeah. I've never seen Veran focus a board. I've never seen him stress out. I've never seen him kind of, do you know what I mean, begrudge what skateboarding gave him, which I think is one of the, a real a quality that can't be praised enough.
I think over the years, like PG and I have spoke about this, definitely having made videos for like a long period of time with your friends, you're fortunate enough to catch people in certain moments of their skating, like certain windows, and this definitely for Vez was one of his. I'm not saying it didn't ever get any better than this, Vez, but I'm saying this was no. You should have just stopped after this. No, this was a good time. This was, you know, you were skating rad. This was not an easy part, but it felt right that you had the last part because you were ripping.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, cheers, guys. No,
it's some pretty
I appreciate
interesting stuff. If you think about it, for an 18-year-old in 2006, what was there? There was like blueprint or like American standard tricks, and I was definitely in the latter section. And then you were doing like nose wheelies into banks and volleying into mud baths and things.
He had a lot of old boys though, just driving.
But I think that's like, the thing.
It's kooky. It's out there. Good.
Yeah.
But I also think his mind works in a way that, I'm sorry to talk for you, Veran, you can obviously add to this, but your mind worked in a way that was so much more mature than your years, if you see what I mean. I think even as a little kid, when you're a 13-year-old kid, hang around with 20-year-olds, it's kind of creepy, but it was never creepy. You know what I mean? It was super legit. It was super legit the whole time. It was just like a, do you know what I mean? Like one of everyone else, and I think that is difficult to do, and just find that niche, like Russ was saying, just do that and just fit in and just vibe.
I think it's happened a few times, definitely for us as well. And you know, you're the same, probably, Dave. There's young dudes about, and you're just like, they have to skate with the older guys because they need to go and skate other stuff. They can't just be scrapping about down the park. Like they need to. You know, I think that's part of skating, isn't it? You sort of take people under your wing, and I'm not saying like we played any part in you learning to skate. You fucking could clearly do that by yourself. But we just, you know, we just enabled you to get out of the skate park and get in a car and go somewhere. And it happened to us as well, older guys. I remember, like, it's the same, like, meeting PG. Like, he was older than me and he had a car, and those guys allowed us lot, the younger, we were not much different in age, but a couple of years younger, and they allowed us to get out of our town. And do something.
I would say as well with Veran that I remember at the time, it's easy when you're maybe one of the youngest, I don't know, and Steve didn't have this either, is that you were never like the sort of the one everyone picks on because you're the youngest or anything like that. I think I remember, I think it was my birthday when this is like lately filming time, and
so you're 50th, yeah.
Feels, it makes me about 70 now.
Sorry, dude.
But I think it was Veran. Your birthday's near mine, isn't it, Veran?
19th of July.
Oh, that's it. But it was my birthday. It was, and you just, it wasn't. It wasn't weird. It wasn't weird that you weren't the kid that everyone was taking the piss out of or throwing stuff at or anything like that. And I think that's unusual. That you're in a different age strata, as it were. But that's one of the good things about skateboarding in general, is a lot like that. Anyway, that people are just take you as you find you.
Yeah, you just slotted straight in the crew. Everyone just liked you, and you were like what Dave was saying. It wasn't like you were being a fucking madam or like throwing your board around or anything like that. So what's not to like?
I was going to say as well, I think someone mentioned this earlier, but just to reiterate, that you always had a trick for every spot.
Yeah, definitely.
You never sat down, from as what I remember. But
I know it.
You never sat down.
But that's the thing, straight out of the car, and Veran, and I'm sure all of you will agree, skating with him forced you to be a better skateboarder, because he would just go, I'm going to try something on this. You either have to try something on this or just be seen as this guy is just going to sit down at every spot. And I think for me, that's why I wanted to skate with him from day one, because he just made me want to get up and do tricks or do things on my skateboard, not just sit there and just fucking hang out or whatever. He'd be like, let's go and do something, let's go and do something, let's go and do something. Not like the kids now who just, and that sounds like I'm being negative, I'm not, but they will just sit around and wait for things to be handed to them. Veran was always like, let's go and do it, let's go and do it, let's go and do it.
Yeah, I always enjoyed the proactiveness of it. And I don't know where that came from really, but I think even videos like X Rental, because we watched them before really I even knew you lot properly. I knew of you and watched them and just seeing, we loved going to local spots. That was me, the Whitnell brothers, Jed, Josh and all that lot, just going around walking for hours, just going to a 2-set or something stupid like that. We just we enjoyed that even then. So it it came from those sort of VHSs as well, but it was,
definitely.
And also because I got into rails later in life, but I never was like rails or stairs. I always wanted to make, handrails, man,
Handrails, dude. Fun that.
But so that's why I always wanted to try and do something that I thought I could do. And sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. So it's just looking at it.
It was kind of cool because like you and Sam, I know Sam, you're a little bit older, but you, Sam and Steve Bailey, the three of you sort of come along and you sort of, we all felt fucking old at this stage anyway, didn't we? We were like, we were like late 20s. Really, we were kids.
I felt
even then we were like, oh God, we're getting old. And it's nice to have you boys around to kind of egg us on a bit and keep us going for a little while longer. And
definitely.
Yeah. I remember when I moved into juniors, we were still skating a lot. Well, I think maybe we both had a little sort of cool down period, but then when we moved in, we skated so much. I'm just driving to Harlow.
They were the best when we used to go to Ipswich a lot.
Yeah, Ipswich like
skating Russia. Do you remember that was for like MN20 when we filmed that MN20 part? That was like
we were on it then. We were out.
You two,
pests.
Yeah. Sex pests.
And you had David Blunderwood living next door to you as well, which
dangerous.
Not good for anyone.
Shit, I forgot about that.
God, don't talk about it. It's best not to.
Don't say his name 3 times.
No.
His house was terrible.
It's like the young ones, wasn't it?
That's another video. That's another
video in itself. Well, should we round it up? Here?
This was a great idea.
Cheers, guys.
Whoever came up with this idea is a legend. This is great.
Very good.
Let's do it for other sections. Maybe even let's do it for some of this video, or even if it's
for this video. I think for some of the earlier, like we've mentioned, X Rental. I'd like to talk about the influence of that and kind of how that affected. Definitely as a scene video, I would say X Rental because it covered Ipswich, Colchester, and all those areas. I remember watching that in '99 and thinking, "Oh shit!" Do you know what I mean, look at the shit people are doing. And
let's do that. Let's do that then.
So I think even looking at Frank's part or Shannon's part from that, you just, because I remember it having such a massive effect on the local scene in terms of let's step this shit up. And,
and also quality as well, because that was the first computer edited section of anyone that I knew had made, and that was like, because I remember coming back and we'd done a shop video, and I remember showing, I think it might have been Mondon or maybe Underwood. And then they showed me X Rental, and I was just like, "I'll put that in the bin."
Exactly.
And they were like, "You boys have just like raised the bar."
Put that
like,
in the bin. I like that. That's good.
And the shop video was like me and PG in his bedroom, like on 2 video players still, and it was like, okay.
Did that Hoax promo VHS come out after X Rental?
Yeah.
That's when Dave was living when he was at university.
Right. Yeah.
We edited it out there.
So that was one of the first videos, actually. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah, it's knocking about somewhere.
Blimey.
Where was X Rental edited?
What?
Was X Rental edited in Colchester?
Dave's mum and dad's, wasn't it?
Yeah, sure. Mum and dad's.
Yeah.
I was just thinking the other day when we used to edit, it takes so long to render everything out. But Dave got me into remember Oz, that series Oz.
Oh yeah, I've seen all of those. Yeah,
the prison
so we used to
show.
watch an episode between every render of the section. We used to go and watch an episode and go back again.
So was that the same? Didn't Dave help you guys do a Unabomber video, or not you maybe, but he helped Frank?
It was basically Dave's equipment, and Frank went round there and edited that. Those
was
two.
that Unipromo?
Unipromo.
Yeah, first one. Yeah.
That was good.
Didn't Dave only have that set up because of his dad? He was a tech guy, wasn't he?
Yeah. He just got fully into it, which was amazing to have that, on your fingertips. Was amazing.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
okay. Well, that's there we are. Thank you very much, guys. First episode of Book Club.
It's a good start.
I mean, it's the most we've probably talked in 10 years. I love it. I love the fact that skateboarding.
That's very true. Yeah.
Well, it keeps bringing us together, so our paths will always cross in this way. That's for sure.
Let's do it again. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, brothers.
Nice one.
Good to see you. Take care.
Good to see you all.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.